Reverend Dr. Lou Gates.
Okay, I wanted to talk today a little bit. I kind of got a lecture. I was doing classes the other day, and I got a kind of lecture in my head. And Spirit told me, do you want to be a floodlight or a nightlight? That's what I got. And I felt like that was trying to tell us all that we needed to illuminate ourselves in the Spirit. And that signifies that through either physical mediumship, mediumistic work, that we should light our vibration with us. Because only we will be able to light others. We could be that little night light that we stumble around in the dark and try to find the bathroom in the middle of the night. But other than that, we need to be the floodlight that we turn on and allow other people to see it. Through physical mediumship work and this, we go and we try to get spirit to manifest in a space, working on a space. And a lot of individuals talk about the trumpets, the different objects you use in the seance. But it's really not the objects that hold the energy or the vibration that we're dealing with. It is the group or the circle that sits in the situation. Whether it's 2, 4, 10, it's according on who's sitting to manifest the power. It's not the objects that have the power. I have individuals that will bring objects and say, these have power. It's not the object that has the power. It is the individual who has the power. And the group actually increases the power, brings the floodlight into the vibration. In Daniel Hume, he was one of the physical mediums back in the day. And he would levitate. He would elongate his body, he would shrink. And people saw this. And he would have direct voice, he would do trance, he would do all of this work. And nobody could disprove what Daniel Hume was doing. Nobody could disprove it. Even Harry Houdini said that I will do what he's going to do. And I'll set an appointment to do that. 2 weeks before Houdini was supposed to defraud Hume, he canceled the appointment and never restated the appointment again. Because nobody could disprove what he was doing. A lot of the physical, you hear about mediums or physical mediums not being able to, they were doing fraud, different things in the day. But there were a lot of mediums, a lot of physical mediums that weren't, and they couldn't prove how they were doing it, how they were expelling that situation. And even with our work today as mental mediums, a lot of us do mental mediumship work, or we do healing work, or we do mental mediumship. But we're doing our best to make that connection. The brighter the light, the more information we get. The more information we propel within our being, for us. Because really, we're trying to learn. That's what the planet's for us to learn. Either go through some kind of vibration within our lives, or to just learn for where we are in our position in our life, where we are right now. And that's what spiritualism actually helps us to do. It actually helps us to understand where we are on the path. When people were talking the other day, they were talking about Casadega. Means Seneca word means rocks beneath the water. And they were talking about all this other stuff and all this stuff. But the Seneca word for rocks beneath the water was because rocks were in the water, in the stream. The water of spirit, or the water of intelligence or light, flows over the rocks, smoothing off the rough edges, smoothing everything off, making the rocks more smooth and more conducive with the flow of the water. Casadega means that. It means that in the religion of spiritualism, in the religion of where we are, there's water or energy running over us. Now we can fight it and run to the shore, or we can sit in the stream and allow the water to run over us and rough off all the rough edges. And some of us have a few rough edges. So the question is if we do allow that or we don't. The same thing with mediumship work. You're either going to accept that spirit is speaking to you or you won't. But it isn't a medium's job to massively convince you if you don't believe. Because we could talk till we're really done. It's like we did healing today. And she was doing healing. But I've done healings on individuals and they go, oh, God can't heal that. I'm going, ooh, you're probably not going to get a healing today, dear. Because you don't believe that God can do it. You don't believe that spirit can do that. I've had people check my table tipping out and want to make sure where all the cords are, where all the lines are. How is that table moving? You shouldn't be able to move that table. I'm not moving the table. Spirit is moving it. Same thing with the trumpets, same thing with the slates, same thing with bells. It's everything has to do with spirit working through the group energy or the person's energy, allowing that to move through the vibration. The more conducive people sitting in a circle, the stronger the energy of the circle. We had a large group last night and the guy kept saying, we don't have to sit in circle, we can sit in lines. I'm going, I think we should sit in circle. I think circles work, all spirit works in lines. I said, I don't know about that. I think it's a circle. So we used to have home circles, so all that stuff was in the day. And we still have circles, we still have connections to spirit. But it's how you connect, it's how you light that light, it's how you ask for energy and the vibration. Because we do all our affirmations, we do our mantras, we do our reading, we bring stuff, information into our vibration. But remember, you can't be a pack rat. You can't load everything up in here and never use any of it. It just becomes a pack rat. Because you have so much stuff, but you're not using any of it. And you have no more room to put anything else, because now you're just packed up with stuff you don't no longer need in your life. It's when you have those moments in your vibration, asking your spirit or asking your guide or your higher self, could you please allow me to purge of anything I no longer need or no longer of use of in my life? And allow it to leave, allow it to move through your vibration. It's when you pack all this stuff up and you just sit there and you just, it's like a Russian doll, like bobbing around. And every once in a while you pull the doll up and there's another doll. You go, ooh, more. You keep opening that doll up until eventually you get down to this little small doll. But it's all that outside stuff we need to get rid of. All that stuff that's been thrown at us, put in our vibration for us. I've lived in spiritualist camps and in the spiritualist churches my whole life. Every church is different. Every vibration is a little bit different. But they all kind of move in the same direction, but they're a little bit different. So you can't take everything at face value because they make you a little crazy. So you got to try to kind of sort through what you have to do with that kind of religion or that kind of vibration. The same thing with your personal life. It's what you have to move through. It's what you have to propel. You could go home today and have certain events in your life that are not going to affect me, not going to be in my life, it's not going to be my vibration, but it will be yours. It's how you perceive that, because you will get information from the spirit world to help you with that. That's what you will get. Same thing with mediumship, or when I do physical mediumship. It's with mediumship, it's when I sit down with you. Your guides will appear for the ones that you need at that moment in your life. You might want Uncle Joe, but Uncle Joe's not going to be here because he can't help you. So you will get who's supposed to be here, who needs to be here at that moment for you. That's who you will receive. Why have somebody enter your vibration through a reading that's not going to give you any kind of information at all? Oh, I have a Civil War soldier here. He died quite a few years ago. Hey, just saying hi. Well, do you know the Civil War soldier? Have you had a connection to the Civil War soldier? There's that that is that communication with spirit, communication with them. Then communication and evidence are the major parts of whatever we do, evidence that we are doing a physical mediumship vibration, evidence that we are bringing through somebody from the spirit world, some kind of connection. Well, no matter what kind of spiritual work we do, we read the first principle, we believe in infinite intelligence. But how you believe what infinite intelligence is for your vibration. We as a religion do not tell you that you must read it a certain way, and that's the only way you're going to read the principles. We ask you to recite them, and we allow you to perceive it the way you would like it. Because you are in charge of your own being. I can't tell you that it means this. It means this for me. But what does it mean to you? That's what you have to ask yourself. When we do the work, when we do this work, there's so many, because there's Leslie Flynn, who was a major medium within the day back in the 1800s. And she would have direct voice through trumpets. Back in the day, they called them funnels, but trumpets. And she would have direct voice. It couldn't prove her wrong either. Couldn't prove that she wasn't doing that. You have Etta White, and she was a major voice medium also, plus a trance medium. George P. Colby, trance medium. Home, trance medium. A lot of the mediums back in the day were trance mediums. They allowed spirit to overshadow them and speak, talk. So a lot of trance mediums were back in the day, but back in the day, you remember that back in the middle of the 1800s, we had the big cholera outbreak. Tens of thousands of people died. And during that time period, people would come to try to hear from their loved ones. That was just as about the start of the Fox Sisters, just a little bit before the Fox Sisters, around that time period, was the cholera outbreak. So everybody was hungry for us to speak to their loved ones, so people who passed to spirit. And spiritualism takes its ups and downs, not because we have disasters, but people die. People go to spirit. World War I, we had the COVID outbreak, we had all this stuff, and then people come searching spiritualism out to speak to the loved ones. Not that we pop up when there's a bad event, but when there are a lot of individuals pass to spirit, spiritualism takes a bump. The spirit people are trying to speak to their loved ones. Through all of history, through the Fox Sisters, all of this, it is this movement, as people believe. Back in the day, we had no spiritualist churches. None. But then all of a sudden, in the 1900s, spiritualist churches started popping up here, England, all over, everywhere had a spiritualist church. Then they started to wane out once the Fox Sisters said they didn't do what they did, and that put a knife into it. So then we had a lot of, well, not fraudsters, but people doing the work that weren't really doing it right. We gave spiritualism a bad name. Now we're fast forward into now. We have a lot of mediums doing the work. We still have a few out there that are, but I always explain that you're directed to wherever you need to go. People will give you a message and give you a message, and you'll take from that message what you feel you need. Don't clutter yourself up with a lot of stuff. Oh, I didn't believe that. And then for weeks or months you go, I didn't believe that. Oh. And you have this whole thing, you're draining yourself. Take what you need from the reading. Allow the rest to go. Wouldn't you be surprised if something in your reading was meant for someone else? Wasn't all meant for you, but it meant for someone else in the group or the vibration you were doing. That message that you got was to help someone else. Was it all meant for you? Meant for other people? But the question is take what you need from your spiritual work. Don't beat yourself up and go, oh, I didn't get it. Some people, we can all do the work. Floodlight, nightlight. Do you want to work at it? Do you want to turn the light on? Do you want to draw spirit into you? Do you want to work at it? You're going to shine a light. But if you come to class here, this church, you could anywhere else, and you come, then 6 weeks later you come back to class, you haven't done anything with your mediumship work, but you want to be a medium. I want to be a medium. It's working at it. That's all it is. It's working at it. Building the energy within your being to attract the spirit guides and higher potential within your auric field. So when you decide you really want to do this work, give time. Work time. Do affirmations. Do your mantras. Do your meditations. Talk to spirit. Don't be afraid of them. They want to talk to you. They want to have a conversation with you. So talk to them. Have a conversation with the spirit world. Talk in your head. Do what you need to do that works for you. I still meditate every single day. I do all my work every single day. I set time every single day to work on my work. To work at it. Because I think I should get stronger. I don't think I'm that strong enough. But I want to get stronger. I want to get to the next level. Not satisfied with this one, I want to go there. Whatever I propel in my spiritual work, I want to get higher. It's where you perceive you need to be. If you want to put a brighter light in the night light, you can do that. But where you feel like you need to be. Because if you want to do psychic work, mediumistic work, whatever work, automatic writing, you want to do slates, you want to do physical mediumship, whatever that connection is that you feel like, I could be good at that, then give that energy. Don't clutter it with everything else. Don't clutter it everywhere. Don't just put so much stuff on the table, you're so tired and exhausted you don't do anything. Because there's so much. Find a path, a vibration for you. The path will lead you. All paths lead to the spirit world. All paths lead there. Whatever path you take will lead you there. So don't feel say, well, I should probably take that path because she's on a path. She's on a path, so I'll take their path. Well, their path might be leading through a part of the country you might not like. So don't take their path, take yours. Allow people to follow you if they want to, but cut your own path with your spiritual work. Because it connects to a higher sense of consciousness for you, your higher self. Whether you believe in guides, whether you believe in whatever you believe in. But you're dealing with your higher self, that's what you're dealing with. So you gotta have that fluid conversation with your higher self. You gotta speak to your guides. You start doing physical work, you might have Daniel Hume. You might have somebody from the spirit world that did physical work. Come up and help you. Work with you. But you will draw into your vibration what you need in your spiritual work. And that's why I try to explain to individuals that we're all powerful. We have all the knowledge we need. We just have to pick through it. We have to find teachers that know what we are looking for. We have to gather the information, gather it, and then put it to good use in our lives. You want health, you want well-being in your life, you don't attract somebody that doesn't know anything about health. You want somebody to have some kind of idea of what is going on in your system. Some kind of idea. You're going to attract them. Same thing with mediumship. You want to talk to mom, want to talk to dad, who you want to talk to, you're going to attract to a medium that does that. What about you want to know about your kids, you want to know about your job, is my marriage okay, if I'm going to work okay, blah, 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 blah. Psychic reader. But you're not dealing with spirits, you're dealing with more of a psychic energy around you. So it's what you're looking for. What do you propel out before you do what you want to talk to? Think of a road on the spirit world full of doors. Every door has something behind it. And as you walk down that hallway, you're thinking, what do I need? And then you go past each door and you listen. Nah, you keep walking till you find the right door. Don't wait for somebody to kick a door open for you. You might have to go in there. Sometimes a little scary going in those rooms that you didn't want to go in the first place. Find the space that works for you. That's all. That's what Spirit's all about. It's about connecting to your higher self. Yours. Grounding yourself, or getting ungrounded so you can see the whole pattern ahead of you, but whatever works for you. Put some people in your life out towards the street, free to go home. Wish them well. Bless their heart. Somebody else will take them on their journey. Sometimes we have to unload the car every once in a while. Put some air in the tires and head off on our own direction. Can't take certain people with us because they're down planning. I'm with a large choral group. I sing all over the state of Florida. But the question is people say, oh, you're from Castaneda. Do you really believe that? Oh, I'm Christian. I love when they tell me they're Christian. I have little discussions with them. And they said, oh, you know the Bible, don't you? I said, yes, I do. But I told somebody the other day, even though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. When you walk in this walk, when you take this journey, Spirit will take care of you. Even though you drop things, your vibration, you lose a job, a relationship, a vibration, a thing in your life. It's like a small death. That's what it is. As I walk through the shadow of death, you're losing things as you move into your higher potential. So you have a small death. But then you fill it with something that's going to be very extremely positive for you. Have no fear. I will have no fear. Fear kills mediumship. You're afraid of mediumship. You're afraid you're going to attract the spirit that's going to do something to you. You're afraid of this. You're afraid of that. You'll never get anywhere. Have no fear. Have no fear. You have guides. You have people. You have your higher self. No one's going to mess with you. Have no fear. Allow that energy to propel in your life and keep you balanced. If you fear your situation, your vibration in your life, then you are never going to move forward in the vibration. You'll stay there like the little Russian doll trying to pull pieces off of you. Change things in your vibration, but get rid of it if you no longer need it. Make your neighbors complain because your light's too bright. Make them complain. Take that floodlight down. It's too bright. Let them complain about you a little bit because you're going to shine your own light, your own vibration within your life. And that's what we need to do. Spiritualism is supposed to last long, long after we're gone. Supposed to keep moving. It will change a little bit, but it will keep moving. It will keep moving because the population of people need us to bring positive energy within the Earth planet. And as long as we put out our positive energy, somebody else will see it, they'll put out theirs, somebody else will see it, they'll put out theirs, and all of a sudden, we've got a bunch of floodlights. We're lighting up the whole town. But we have to shine our own light, our light, not somebody else's, yours. Because somebody could cut off your electricity, your light. And then you get all disturbed because someone cut your electricity off, but you weren't on your path to begin with. Follow your dream, follow your path, follow your energy. Find a class here, find a class of something that you feel empowered with, like, ooh, I'd like to know that. You might not like the whole class, but you'll like parts of it. Parts of it will click to you, and you'll store that back in your little personal area. But go to classes, learn, read, meditate, listen, and you'll find out that you are as just as good a medium or a spiritual worker as anybody else. You will find that out if you just give it the time and energy. And I want to thank you.
Thank you.
You shouldn't have put a disclaimer on that one.